This is 5 on your side at 4. Focused on you.
Armed robbers hit the city's Central West End neighborhood over the weekend. Tonight, police are looking for a group of 4 to 5 suspects and trying to determine if several crimes are connected. Thanks for being here at 4. I'm Kay Quinn. 2 armed robberies happened blocks away from each other and within less than an hour. Our Justina Coronel spoke with a security and safety program in the area working to fight crime. She joins us live from the Central West End. Justina, what can you tell us?
Yeah, okay, so police believe these crimes could be connected for several reasons because there are similarities in these crimes, the amount of suspects in this case, and just overall looking at the crimes and comparing them. Now, one of the crimes happened on Maryland Avenue and the other on Boyle. Now, this all happened Saturday night at 9:30. The first one happened on the 4400 block of Maryland. Police say a man was standing outside when a group of 4 to 5 men wearing all black with face masks approached him. Now, one of the suspects put a gun to the victim's side, took his phone, and then they ran away. 40 minutes later on the 400 block of Boyle, police say a man was taking out his trash when one suspect approached him asking for the time. As the victim grabbed his phone, police say the suspect put his gun to the victim's side and 3 to 4 other men ran up to the victim, took it, and ran away. Now, I spoke with the Central West End Neighborhood Security Initiative earlier today, who has more than 200 cameras throughout several neighborhoods, including the Central West End, and they try to curb crime.
You know, I assume they're young offenders, and that makes it even more volatile because they're armed and they're young, and it's just got the potential for a real disaster.
Now, the group's executive director said that they also seen a trend in car break-ins. He said that he believes the suspects are looking for guns.
Other trends that they're seeing?
Now, they said that most of the time they're really seeing these suspects in groups and that they're usually armed. So keep that in mind. Now, if you happen to see anything, make sure to reach out to call out Crime Stoppers at 1-866-371-877. Justina Cornell, 5 on your side.
It's been 4 days since Israel and Hamas reached an agreement to free hostages from Gaza. Now the White House says they're extending the temporary truce for 2 more days. And here at home, the FBI is investigating the shooting of 3 college students of Palestinian descent. NBC's Alice Barr reports.
Fresh hope today in the powerful mix of emotions as families are reunited with Hamas-held hostages for a 4th day. The White House now confirming Israel and Hamas have agreed to a 2-day extension of their temporary truce to exchange another 20 women and children Hamas kidnapped for 60 Israeli-held Palestinian prisoners.
We would, of course, hope to see the pause extended further, and that will depend upon Hamas continuing to release hostages.
Israeli-American Galia Mizrahi's cousins, aged 9, 11, and 17, and their mother were among the hostages released this weekend. The family honored today at a prayer service in Los Angeles. But like so many, their relief is tinged with tragedy. The children's father and their older sister were killed in Hamas's October 7th massacre.
There's going to be an avalanche and a domino effect of things they're going to have to go through, and we'll be there to support them.
4-year-old Abigail Edan lost both her parents in the terror attack. She's the first American hostage freed, now back with her extended family. President Biden promising to keep pressing for the estimated 8 or 9 remaining American hostages, while pushing for still more humanitarian aid into Gaza. Here at home, the FBI and ATF are investigating the shooting of 3 college students of Palestinian descent in Burlington, Vermont, as a possible hate crime. They all survived, but this mother says her son may not walk again.
It feels like there's nowhere safe to be Palestinian any longer. I'm in agony.
The U.S. has seen incidents of both Islamophobia and anti-Semitism surge since the start of the Israel-Hamas war. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
A bond reduction hearing was held for a man accused of severely injuring a woman in a DWI crash in North St. Louis County last week. Otis Goff is accused of hitting 72-year-old Marcella Wilson with his car while intoxicated. Goff is also charged with endangering a child, leaving the scene of a crash, and 2 counts of DWI. He was being held on a $350,000 bond, but a St. Louis County Circuit Court judge reduced it to $250,000. In exchange, Goff needs to abstain from alcohol, wear a GPS bracelet, and isn't allowed to drive. His next hearing is set for December 14th. 2 men are in custody facing murder charges after the fatal shooting of a St. Louis County hotel manager. It happened Saturday night at the In-Town Suites Extended Stay Hotel off Dunn Road in Hazelwood. Police say Jalen McElroy and Marshawn Brinkley got into a fight in a hotel room there and were asked to leave. Hotel manager Victor Fuchs and an employee went to the parking lot to see if they left. That's when police say Brinkley, McElroy, and another suspect, who's a juvenile, pulled out guns. Fuchs was shot in the leg and later died at a hospital. Brinkley, McElroy, and the juvenile took off, but were later arrested. 5 on Your Side's Diamond Palmer will have more on this story on 5 on Your Side at 5 and 6. After weeks of mild temperatures, we're finally feeling the chill. Highs struggled to get into the mid-40s today. No more denying you definitely need a coat and gloves. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell here with our Weather First forecast. How long will we need to bundle up, Scott?
You know, through tomorrow it's cold, but tomorrow night it won't get as cold as it's going to get tonight into tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning is likely to be the coldest for many of us, certainly in the metro area, as most of us will drop into the lower 20s out the door early tomorrow morning. At least we're in the 40s right now. Yesterday afternoon, for many of us, we were stuck in the 30s with those clouds and that stiff breeze. We've had the breeze today, but we've also had the sun. What we haven't seen out at Lambert is cancellations on the flight board. There are several delays. Most of them aren't substantial, but there are several delays in arriving flights and a few in the departing category too. So if you're heading out of town or expecting somebody back in from the Thanksgiving weekend, just be prepared. Temperatures are in the mid-40s right now, but this is what it feels like when you take into account that wind. Still feels like it's in the 20s to the north and northeast of St. Louis. Sun will be setting within the hour, but it's pretty bright out there right now. Just a few scattered clouds here and there. So we're definitely cold. There's no question. The coldest night so far for many is on the way, but it will be warmer by Wednesday. And then some good rain on the way for Thursday into Friday. What does that mean, Kay? We'll talk about it in a few minutes.
Okay, we'll see you then. Thank you, Scott. A few road closures are planned around St. Louis, so be prepared for a little extra traffic in some spots. In just 4 hours, MoDOT crews will be working on Interstate 70, not too far from Lambert Airport. Starting at 8 p.m., they'll close the ramp from Natural Bridge onto westbound I-70. The closure will last about 10 days as crews do some guardrail, shoulder, and trussing work there. And just 2 hours from now, crews will close down part of I-55 at Green Park Road. At 6 p.m., preparations begin for work on the bridge over the roadway just south of the Revis Barracks Road exit. Look for that work to last through Friday. Well, the St. Louis Cardinals are heating up things on a cold day. The team reportedly closing a 3-year contract with pitcher Sonny Gray, worth about $75 million. The American League Cy Young Award runner-up posted a 2.79 earned run average in 32 starts for the Minnesota Twins last year. Last week, the Cards signed 2 other veteran arms to the starting rotation, Kyle Gibson and Lance Lynn. The team is planning a 4:30 news conference. You'll be able to watch that on KSDK.com and on the KSDK YouTube page. Meta hit by a lawsuit over underage accounts on its social media platforms. How much it could end up paying in fines. A recall for anyone with a newer model Honda. Why Accord and HRV drivers will need to take their cars to the dealer.